are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting.
Well, I think it would be very selfish of me to know something and not let other people know it. Because these younger people nowadays have come along after we have set the standards and so on, and they have come along when you could ride anywhere in the bus, or you could sit any place in the theater. So their observations were different. But I keep being told that they need to know what has happened before so that they know whose shoulders they're standing on.
They chose their own projects. They were the ones who interviewed the subjects, and they're the ones who put it together with some guidance. So as a teacher, it's cool to see students creating something new from their own ideas, creativity, intellect.
A lot of the students are finding out more than they were expecting to find out, and that's the big surprise. And it was just interesting watching them sort of change the direction of the stories that they were working on because of the new information they had discovered in their interview.
The project I did was interviewing Ernie Westfield.
He met with Mr. Westfield, and he thought he was going to interview him about business and about making money in the community. And he kind of went from businessman standpoint to poetry, and now he's found a new love of poetry for himself.
I know that a lot of people who write poetry are afraid to come out with it, but he's not.
During my first interview, my topic was education, and Mr. Griggs, he mentioned the race riots, but not very much, and so I decided to go further into that topic. I did 2 interviews, and I had to go online and get a whole bunch of articles and read through those. They were in the newspaper about the race riots at Centennial. I'm actually thinking sort of about the police force now, how they didn't want to help during the race riots, even though they knew it was going to happen. And then I didn't really know much about the mayor before, but now I know more about him because he was also on the police force, and so I've learned a little bit about that too.
At first, I was nervous because I got to interview her twice. So the first one, it was kind of nervous. It wasn't done correctly. It was kind of, I learned that you're supposed to not really talk about yourself. You're not supposed to hold a conversation. You can add a little bit like, oh, me too, or really. But it's really supposed to be focused on them because they are your subject. And you must stay focused and get your information as much as possible. So eventually I had a second interview with her, and since I've got to know her and I understood her and we've kind of touched bases, that it was easier to interview her, and it went smoothly, and it was a perfect interview.
I really enjoy putting all the work and effort into this because I am ecstatic about this, and it's been a fun experience all over. But it's hard work and effort that I had to dedicate, and I'm proud of myself for that.
And I think that they're very lucky that they're getting something like this because I wasn't exposed to any type of journalism to high school. And these girls, I mean, man, when they get to be freshmen in college, they already know how to work a camera. And although this is a smaller camera than most, they've edited, they've written stories, they've done scripts. That's invaluable, especially if they want to do journalism, but to me, invaluable no matter what they want to do.
With having a group of boys, they kind of latched on to Henry, kind of that mentor, that father figure, that go-to person. He taught him about juggling, he taught him about bees. I mean, he's kind of taken it to other levels other than just the interviews and just the project.
Oh, he's been great. He's like one of the nicest people that you'll meet, I think. And he just tries to help everyone.
I was kind of disappointed. I thought I would get to know the kids a little bit better, like get to have a better relationship with them, because I have a pretty good relationship with a lot of students in school, actually. It was just so sporadic with their attendance. It was hard to have a consistent building relationship with them and building relationship through the progress of the project. So, and I felt like I was nagging them a lot of times to come. So
I teach most of them in class in social studies, and even though I'm in class with them, believe it or not, I don't get to spend much time with each individual student as much as I would like. And I think what the program offers is just time together, weekly time together, several hours every week, field trips, different ways of connecting with students that teachers enjoy as well, because we really get to see the human side of them and get to joke around with them and get to know them as human beings, not just students. And I think it's definitely carried over into the classroom because that relationship just carries over, and it's been a great thing.
And the reverse is true. They look at us as humans,
more human
instead of just
teachers,
these
right?
adults, these
Right,
people in the front.
Right, because they're much more liberal with their request
And their questions.
they feel more comfortable.
Yes,
right?
they do feel much more comfortable.
The fact that we had it all throughout the year, you felt like you did develop a really nice relationship with the students.
With the community, I've definitely learned personally some more stories about the African American heritage and some traditions in the community, and that's been really interesting, and getting to know some key African American people within the community. So now I could go to those people with questions, or if we need more stories in the future, there have been really helpful. As far as the kids, I feel that I've had deepened relationships with some of them, even with some who started the project and then did not continue with it. I feel like there's been a stronger connection where they still come to me as more of a mentor person, no matter what other things are going on that's making them difficult for them in their studies and activities. They still have found me to be someone they could talk to or come to things for. So I think that's a really positive impact.
I think it was a very important partnership because as teachers we understand pedagogy, but we don't really understand everything that it takes to create a media piece. And I think the partnership with Youth Media and the partnership with Erica from the U of I as well really served to kind of unify the piece, because we understand what it's like to be in a school environment and how to work with kids and the timing aspect of it. Erica really understood the journalism aspect of it, and then Kim and all the people at WILL really understood what the project was about, because they've done it in years past and we have not. So all three, I think, working together really kind of helped forge this project.
I have learned so much, but I had so much to learn. So I came in a little late on the project and didn't get the original training, but working with Erica has been great because she has all this knowledge about media and that profession, which I know very little about. So I've been like a sponge. It's been interesting to really think about setting it up and the things that can be distracting in a video shot, like glare or glasses or light or whatever. Anyway, what else? B-roll. I learned about B-roll. The importance of having an effective timeline. The whole time I was like, oh, we got oodles of time. And I should know as a teacher, we never have as much time as you think that you're going to have. So I also learned that. Start sooner on the interviews.
I think these pieces that these students are going to come up with are going to be extremely valuable to public broadcasting, because it is talking specifically about this community, but using the voices of the youth to tell it. And I think that that's what sometimes is missing in a lot of, media, period. You know what I mean? You don't hear the voices, A, of the community, and you most definitely don't hear the voices, B, of the youth. So I think that pairing is dynamic in of itself, and it gives some type of down-home feel to, I guess, to the public media, because it is broadcasting about the people that actually live there, and I think that that's important.
Why did you stick with the program the whole time?
Well, partially because of the free camera at the end, but it was just fun because I know how to edit videos now, and so I have a flip cam at home too, and I can make my own videos.
It's meant an awful lot to think even that they want to know what I have gone through or have experienced.
Youth media, I'm so glad I got into it because it's really changed my perspective on the world and my perspective on myself, how I want to help myself, help others. And know more of who I am through knowing more about others and this community.